The Emperor has been expecting you.
Hi everyone and welcome to 1/6 Figure Focus. You're watching The Hope Show, weekly live stream dedicated to 1/6 scale collecting in general, movies, TV shows, pop culture, that kind of stuff. We got a pretty busy show, folks. For many of us, it was our first day back at work after Christmas, so I promised these gentlemen, that basically I promised the gentleman and Phil that we'd be finished at 10 o'clock sharp. All right, so we got Jim, we got Harrison, we have got, there's Philip now, we have David, and we have Bob, Tiny Archive. Guys, how are you doing? Was it your first day back at work, or were you in over Christmas? Or
yeah, first day back today, unfortunately.
First day back, yeah. You survived.
Survived, yeah. I don't feel like your brain really kicks in on the first day. I don't think you come. I had 3 weeks off, so I think I was, just in, just sheer panic mode.
That's better than the teachers, man. That's pretty sweet. Do you find did everyone else, probably everyone else in your place you work, wouldn't have 3 weeks off? Would that be fair?
Yeah, no, that's completely fair to say. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm one of those people that are like, take your annual leave, please. Go away.
Oh, right, I got you. Yeah. Do you work from home?
I do, yes.
Yeah, I thought you mentioned that on one of the streams. I just find after Christmas, you go into the staff room and everyone's really quiet. It's just everyone's kind of waking up again and getting back into it. Yeah. Gentlemen, will we start straight into it?
Hell yeah.
All right. So, Bob, would you mind choosing what direction the stream is going to go in? I should have this ready for you now.
Yeah, love to.
Which one do?
Let's do indie.
Okay, straight away. No burying the lead here. So, okay, so I'll share quickly both the detailed pictures of the deluxe and the regular. Just before I let Bob off the leash here, the difference is, besides the price, that the deluxe version comes with this really intricate diorama bases which can be displayed in 2 different ways. And then, actually, can you see? Yeah, you can see. Okay, great. And then if I switch over to this one, it's just the stuff that's everything but that. All right, Bob, take it away.
Yeah, very exciting news. I know a lot of people are really happy. It's the usual Hot Toys release, the figure we've all been waiting for, but for the wrong movie to start with, so that we all get that one first and then still want the next one. I used the word over-sexualized, I think, on David's stream on Saturday, because it's obviously one for the ladies with this ripped shirt look, and slightly...
Yeah, because they never do that to women, ever.
That's it. Slightly, I don't know. He was obviously well-toned in the film. I didn't pay that much attention to it when I was a child, so I don't know if it was this well-toned, but he looks great. Wish the hat come off. Wish it was coming out before 2027. That's about it for me, really.
I agree with pretty much everything you said. He's too jacked, but it's still a very exciting. The word iconic gets thrown around a lot, and people, they quantify it in different ways. Typically, when I use it in the collecting sphere, it's something that is of high quality and stands the test of time. There's no question. Indiana Jones is, he's as iconic as it gets. He's up there with, Hollywood royalty and all that. I agree with everything you said. I think it's great for collectors who are into this. You're dead right. They're going to do the Raiders one with the jacket. I think Harrison and Jim were pointing that out, that they really wanted the jacket one. And you're right. He was in great shape. He was in fantastic shape. But this body does look jacked. Jim, what do you think? Speaking of jacked human beings.
Anyway, to be fair, this figure's just ridiculously good. It's hard to critique it too much. As Bob said, Temple of Doom is probably my least favorite of the only 3 films from the series. But it does have some really, truly iconic moments. I do wish they'd given us some sort of bolder diorama. That would have been quite fun. But yeah, I think they've done a really good job. Is he too hench? I don't know. I think it looks, because I saw some stills, because I couldn't remember it either, and he was a lot more shredded than I thought he would be. He had
I agree.
Scalps pop in and everything. I
think
tell.
Google would probably recognize a strange anomaly since New Year's Eve of fully grown men to middle-aged men Googling shirtless photos of Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones. We just wanted to see. I still maintain this is like modern day Jacked. He was like more. It looked like he did it the hard way. He was in great shape. He was muscular. He was lean, but it didn't look like he was yoked out of it on the steroids. Do you know what I'm saying?
He wasn't on the juice, yeah.
No, he wasn't on the
This is
juice.
like
Yeah,
old school bodybuilding kind of levels, which is
great shape, fantastic shape. A shape that the vast majority of men would probably never reach in their entire lives. So you got to give them hats off to that. Although that's a perfect segue. What do you think about? You can't take the hat off this one.
I wish you could. I don't know, just display purposes. I like to display him holding the hat. I do wish you could take it off. I was watching some of the streams. I think David's stream on Saturday. You guys picked up on it about how hats don't always fit very nicely. We've seen a few like that. Jack Sparrow's a good example. His hat's not perfect. You have to get a custom if you want a really good one. I think it's just time that Hot Toys just dialed that in and got it. Or Harrison, you said to have the two sculpts, one with the hat, one without. And then maybe even a separate hat accessory he doesn't have to wear. That would be it. But I think if we're at the point where we're complaining about hats, we're probably really nitpicking here. I think it's a stellar release. And the only reason I'm not getting it is because Harrison here talked me out of it. He was like, no, wait for a jacketed version. And I was like, I will do, because I do need to save some money this year. So I'll gladly wait. But yeah, looks stellar.
I think that's solid advice from Harrison, and that's the strategy I used with the Han Solo. When I saw the Return of the Jedi one, I was like, excellent, now I've got a backup. And I never placed a pre-order on it. So and just paid off. Like I just figured they'd give you the one that maybe people wouldn't want as much. People would run towards it. Some people get two. Some people would buy it and sell it on. But that was the strategy I used. David, what's your take on Indy here? Is it a W or an L? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
I mean, it's definitely a W. I mean, I love to say that I have absolutely no skin in this race. You know, I like Indiana Jones films. I can't say I'm a massive fan. However, I think I do agree. Looking at the stills and looking at the figure, he is a little bit too swole. I think it is disappointing that the hat's still part of the sculpt. Like I said, again, no skin in the race. But I think instead of making the hat a permanent part of the sculpt, we need to maybe dial in how we make hats, because we've got DX08 and Cad Bane, who the hats are, they're fantastic. They're
you
great,
literally
right?
just, get out of my head. I have both those figures, and I think the hats are quite good.
Exactly.
I know a lot of people hated the hat and Cad Bane because they wanted the big, huge thing from
that wouldn't be accurate to Book of Boba Fett, right?
Yeah,
so
and I don't think it would translate very well.
It wouldn't, no, it really would not.
You get away with stuff in anime and animation that you don't get away in live action. Like so, you don't have skin in. So go on.
No, sorry, I don't have any skin in this race. But I think the other thing that I saw, the sentiment shared quite a few times in the comment sections of this announcement, was that Hot Toys are releasing the version that we don't want, so they can double dip on the wallet. And it's important to remember that Hot Toys can only dip into your wallet when you allow them to. You don't have to buy every single version. And I think if you're really after that jacket version, look, they've got the new sculpt now for Indiana Jones. Obviously it's reused and it's just a young Harrison Ford. But when they've got the sculpt, they're going to use that tooling until it's just dead. So you're going to get another one soon.
You hit on a great point there. The only person in charge of your credit card is you. Maybe your partner if you have a joint credit card, but assume it's just your own one. you and potential scammers, and like the whole. I've never got the whole. I'm so annoyed at insert influencer here, like I know Justin or whoever like that. Yeah. It's like, I bought this from this and I got scammed, and it's like, well, you still chose to buy it. Did you do your due diligence and look up that particular, whether it's Hong Kong-based resellers or your Toys Wonderland or whoever? There's still a bit of, this is kind of, he didn't pay for something with your credit card. You still did it. You should have done your own research. But I know there's another side to that as well. We won't get into it. But like, any other thoughts on this, David?
No, I think it looks fantastic for anyone that wants this. And I think the topless look is great. I didn't personally Google photos. I know Mandy probably for a fact did, but not one for me. But it does look absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, and I think is the whip and the is it a whip and the holster made out of leather? There's leather parts here. I'll just go to the end of this. It'll tell us.
A leather on a non-DX and a non-artisan? Huh?
So yeah,
How does
it's yeah. Look, yeah. So the whip and the holster are made of genuine leather. Yeah, and like, look, both the Terminators, the DX46 and the clean one you just got in there.
I think this is the thing, and I think that's a point of frustration for a lot of people, right? Like, we spend like 4 or 5 to God knows how much, $1,000 on an Anakin, and we get leather tabards again.
Yeah, like if they really wanted to dial it in, well, they'd work on the artisan hair first.
It sort of doesn't make any sense, does it? Because the artisan line is like the top tier line from Hot Toys now, right? But they're giving genuine leather parts to just regular MMS releases and not the artisan series. It just doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with the artisan, they had an opportunity to kind of go, right, we're going to get this hair right. That was priority number one, and then we are going to include the leather parts, or maybe the dialed in kind of extra accessories, or the extra sculpt, or the special base, or whatever. Like, yeah, but they're
still stuck on the first point, aren't they? So maybe
they
that's
are.
why.
Yeah. Do not pass go. Do not receive $200, whatever. Yeah. Who hasn't gone yet? Who's buying this? Who's actually not going to be patient and picking this up?
I'm right on the edge, even though I told you not to do it.
Yeah. So,
Stay strong, Harrison.
no one wants to hear me say.
Stay strong.
I'm trying.
So you advised him not to get it because the better one's coming, but now you're like, oh, I might actually just. Like, you made a pact and you're breaking it, is what you're saying, potentially.
I mean, I haven't broke it yet, but it's every day it's getting that bit closer.
If you cave, I cave, and then Vita will have words with you. I'm telling you.
Just turn up on my door.
Yeah.
How long? I remember my strategy for Return of the Jedi. One thing that, although it worked out in the long term, one thing that didn't work out is that I said, right, I'm not pre-ordering this. I'm going to wait and see how it turns out. And surely in that year and a half, they'll probably have, depends whichever way Howard's feeling. They would announce a Empire Strikes Back Han. It's not uncommon to have 2 of the same character on pre-order at the same time. You know what I mean? But they didn't. They actually, I think they allowed the Return of the Jedi to be released first, and then they dropped the pre-order for Empire Strikes Back. If I'm remembering correctly, I think that's what they did. Phil, any interest in this? Any thoughts on this?
I think it's an incredible looking figure. I mean, just touching on the hat issue, I'm guessing because there's a cutout around the top of the head, isn't there, for the hat to sort of sit on. And I'm guessing
not sure. Maybe for the eyes.
Yeah, I'm sure there is underneath there. There's not a sort of sculpted hair underneath it, which is probably why the hat is stuck to the head. Because if you try to put the hat over a sculpt, you'd have to make the internal rim wider, which I think would make the hat look stupid. Whereas when you mention like Bane is technically a bald character, isn't it? So
that's true.
It's easier to sort of sit on there. So, but at the same time, they probably should have given you 2 head sculpts, so at least you had the option of holding the hat and not holding the hat. But I think it's an amazing figure.
Hair sculpts would work. Like
even that,
the hat and then just one for
100%.
Yeah, as in they could have done a little bit better on that. To be fair.
Yeah, they could have. Yeah,
that's DX money.
Yeah, that's DX money.
True enough,
but you know, if I was a diehard indie fan, and like I was like, say, if I looked at Indiana Jones the same way I look at, say, the Terminator, the only 2 movies, you know where I'm going. Where I'm like, I want the clean version, I want the battle damage version, I want the T1000, I want the then I'd be like, I'm getting this, and I'd be like, yeah, there's a few things that could have done different, like, but like, it's like when you get a 5-star movie, or like that people regard as a masterpiece, Shawshank Redemption, whatever. There's still no such thing as a perfect movie. There's always things they could do different, or a scene might be as good or whatever. But once like 99% of stuff is flowing in the right direction, it's going to be a banger. And I do think that most of the things here are in the right direction. Could they give you another sculpt without the hat? They could have. Could have they thrown in a jacket? I don't know if it's accurate to this movie, but I think Bob's right. They're waiting to do the Raiders one. Would that be right?
Raiders, yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on this before we move on? All right. I'm going to address the chat there because there's 46 people watching live and there's like 67 comments. So I don't want to fall behind. All right, so we have got, of course, Rogue One Photography. He's a channel member. He's a panel member. He's wielder of the blue wrench. He's not afraid to use it. So if you look like a troll and you smell like a troll, you will be blocked. Goodbye. We got Bob, Tiny Art Guy, another channel member. You got Harrison, Viking Collectibles. Thanks very much for being here on the panel and the channel member as well. We've got Vita here as well. Thank you very much for being here. We've got, of course, we have David here as well on the panel as well. We have got, who else do we have? We got Thalia Meyer from Germany, I believe. We have got Just Keith Lee. Thank you very much for being here. We have got, just going up here, we got Marwin, I think from, oh God, Marwin, where, is it Philippines? I can't remember where you said you're from. That you've been here a few times. Apologies. Let us know where you're from. Remind me again, please, Marwin. Thanks very much for being here. I just switched over the widescreen / horizontal version. Much better. Yeah, they need to work on that vertical display. They do need to work on that, but it does actually boost the views, strangely enough, because I suppose you've got two different, I suppose it makes sense, there's two different streams. And I have noticed that when you go into YouTube on the app, if you click into one, there's a tiny little phone symbol next to the one now, that's for the vertical. So they are actually making some sort of an effort to distinguish between the vertical and the landscape one. So they're getting there, slowly but surely. We got Shiny, thanks very much for being here. We have got Dave, X-Men Supreme. Thanks very much for being here, Dave. We got Dogito. You got JB as well. Thanks very much for being here, JB Joker. Did you recently change your name, JB? Was it always JB Joker? I just called you JB. I'm not sure. Who else do we have? I think we're catching up. We got the Movie Canon, Geo. Thanks very much for being here. We got Moose Stream as well. Hello, community of collectors. I'm all in on multiple. Oh, Indiana Joneses. I thought those IPs. Indiana Joneses. I got you. Who else do we have? We have got. Just trying to catch up here. We got Calvin. Thanks very much for being here. We have got Martin Cooper as well. Worth holding out for Raiders. He seems to be the sentiment. We got Mandy Burton, the MVP. The MVP of the 6-scale shells. You know it's true.
Ban immediately.
Yeah, if you lose her, you would be the 6-scale shells. Just I'm telling you, just be doing your own. Thanks so much for being here, Mandy. Much appreciated. We have got Jim, of course, as well. He's thrown his weight around his blue wrench there. We got Ryan as well. And I think we're pretty much... And Copper just came in there. Brilliant. Thanks very much to everyone. All right, David. What you want to do?
Let's go... Spider-Man. Let's do it.
Do you want to put up one of those viewer discretion?
Let me clear my throat.
You know what? I think the chat might be echoing this, but okay, go for it.
Well, where do I start with this one? It is just such a blatant, lazy cash grab. It's just almost like there's been zero effort applied to this one, and I appreciate that they've attempted something. And I'm not massive. I'm a massive Raimi fan, but I would love a really good 1/6 Raimi Spider-Man, but one does not exist just yet. But this one is just such a huge swing and a miss. And I think something that I can't remember the name now. Some guy on Facebook. Oh, sorry, Dean Knight. Some guy on Facebook. Dean Knight pointed out that they'd photoshopped the images of the butt crack on the head. And I didn't notice that until he'd said it. And they've done it really bad on this because I saw some pictures from Secret Base, and the seam on this sculpt is.
You can really see it here.
Yeah, so they've made an attempt. So they know they're peddling crap. The point you start photoshopping images of your product, you've not done a very good job, right? Yeah, I mean, other people have pointed out that the glider on the base is from No Way Home, No Way Home. I'm pretty sure. The spider suit logos are not correct at all. The sculpt is pretty good. A lot of people said it looks like Tom Holland, which I don't think I fully agree with. I think there's definitely Tobey there, but no rolling eyes. I found relatively interesting from what I can see. because the seam of the neck and the head is one thing. Not the turtleneck, the whole mask covers the entire neck. So where would the eyes be, right? It's not a separate neck and head combo. So it looks like the eyes are not accessible.
Is there not
And they don't call it out as well on the
they don't actually mention it, they don't itemize it, which why would they not do it?
They usually say separate rolling eyes. But it does look like Mandy was saying, it looks like the eyes have been inserted, they're not painted, but it doesn't look like you can access them, which is
I wonder, is there any way, like, let's say it detaches from here, it must detach from here. There's a line there.
So doesn't it?
I wonder, is there any way of them doing it?
In the neck. It's weird. That they've not really made it obvious, but yeah, I think that's my thoughts. It's also strange that this isn't an artisan, which I mean, technically, if it's got wool hair.
Well, they did this before, though. They did this before. They gave something else a little bit of wool hair, but it's not a full head sculpt, so they didn't call it an artisan. What was the other thing they added a little bit of hair to? There was definitely another one recently. Can you remember that?
No, that was artisan, wasn't it? Or was it not?
I thought there was one that they added a small bit of hair to.
Yeah, they did Obi-Wan's fringe.
They didn't call it artisan. Who was it?
It was the Jack Sparrow, wasn't it? Because they had the artisan, then they had one with the breed.
No, maybe.
I
thought there was one that had mostly sculpted hair and there was a fringe. I think it was an Obi one, but it wasn't branded artisan, I don't think. Do you get me?
Yeah.
I mean, you could be right in that.
The other best artisan they've ever released, Beetlejuice, which isn't an artisan either. It's a bit of a weird system they've got going on. But I mean, this looks great. It looks like a great figure when it's photoshopped. I think the seam on the forehead is unforgivable at this point. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, it's oh, nice pun. Didn't even you didn't even know you did it. Like I'm not a Tobey fan or Raimiverse fan or anything like that. Yeah, I know it's very.
Your own stream?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's very an unpopular opinion. They just never landed to me for me, and I don't know, just never did. I can still watch them and enjoy them, but like I don't feel the need to. And I did have this idea because I am a big No Way Home fan, and I wanted to get the three boys together in the suits that they appeared on screen. And when I picked up the Tobey, because I thought, man, that head sculpt is incredible, and the suit looks really nice, and it would be nice to have the three of them together. But the Garfield and the Tobey from No Way Home didn't turn out well. And then when I got the Tobey in hand, I was like, right, I haven't picked up the other two. I'm just going to stick with the final swing suit. I'm going to get rid of this Tobey. I'm going to save myself money. And I was glad it was the right call, because that had the really weird body proportions, and it's almost like they've used the same body here, and they've done the same mistake with the kind of egregious seam. Look, I don't have the eye for this, but I can even see I don't see Tobey all the way in what we can see. The seam stood out like a sore thumb, and there was something up with the lenses. I can't quite put my finger on it. Is it the lenses are too small, or are they not the right shape, or both? And then all the other stuff that you named is stuff that I've just picked up from people who know a lot more about Spider-Man than me. What do you think, Jim?
Well, when this was announced, I was gushing all over it. I thought it was incredible. Typical that I always get super excited when I see something I've been waiting for. And I said this is a day one PO straight away. And then people started to point out all the issues. And then, I did my, my normal research. So I checked out live images from the film, because people are like, oh, it's not the same suit between the first film and the second film. And I'm like, gosh, I love these movies, but I have no idea about these little details, which really took me by surprise. So I've decided not to pick it up. I do kind of hope they fix it. If it's not moving eyes, I think that's a bit mad, because it feels like a step backwards. I don't know if the customs we saw, which were better than this, I don't know if they have moving eyes or not. So it's just an interesting... I wonder if they don't, Hot Toys are like, we don't need it then, because they'll buy
That was a question I wanted to ask the panel, and maybe people in the chat will know the answer. I've seen the Riley Lowe one, and that looks great. It looks incredible. Really, really proper battle damage, really weathered, torn up and everything. And I know there's another one. Dean Knight has Hobbyverse. I haven't taken a good look at that. I didn't watch his review in it, but I will. But they do look incredible, and I'm a sucker for battle damage and weathering. I do think it adds to the detail and the realism of these pieces. But I wanted to ask, how did the Riley Lowe work? Do you have to buy, or does he buy for you and add it onto the price, the No Way Home Tobey, and he just customize it, or does he build it from scratch? Does anyone know?
From what I've seen, and I heard on the groups when this was all happening, you purchased the figure and sent it to him.
You
was
purchased
right,
the No
I
Way
think.
Home one.
I think maybe that was an option. Yeah, I think there was also an option to him buy the figure and then customize. I think it was both ways.
Hmm.
That's
Interesting.
what I remember as well.
Right. But they do look pretty good, and I don't think this is a patch on.
It's not. No,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
customs were really good because they went in and messed around them with the proportions and everything. There was a whole
Yeah.
top to bottom systemic upgrade, and
Mhm.
you know, I take issue that the customs are better. Obviously, they would be anyway. But the fact that you have to spend like $400 or some odd dollars on a figure to then spend another God knows how much for a customizer to then work their magic and make it what it should have been in the first place. It's and Hot Toys know this, right? And they know we keep buying, so they just keep not improving.
Yeah, there's that. There's I can see like the two sides to that. It's like one is like, okay, I don't get the whole I'm going to go onto Facebook and I'm going to bitch and moan about it, but then I'm going to buy it anyway. I
Yeah.
don't get that. I do get. I've been watching this movie since it came out in, I think 2002 it came out, and maybe like let's say you were 7 years old and you saw this, and this is your guy, and you're finally doing this and you wanted it. I get that, going, look, it's not perfect, but I'm gonna pick it up because I'm looking at it, there's no mistake who it is,
Yeah.
I get that, but there's, I don't get the whole I'm going to bitch and moan on the internet about this, but I'm still gonna buy it. It's and I know it's not as simple as, like, Ben Thomas made a great point on his show. I was watching a replay today that, like, the whole vote with your wallet thing. If you just go, I'm not going to get it, you cannot count on this community to all not get it.
That's so
They're just
true.
going to go, well, I'm going to get it too. Look at Harrison; he's already backed out in his Indiana Jones pack. Like, people are fickle, So like that's not going to really work unless everyone is like that herd mentality, going, no, we're going to put our foot down. The only time I can remember that really happening is when Tony Stank came out, and it was just so bloody atrocious. But that was an Iron Man. That's their bread and butter, and they couldn't have that stain on them. But yeah, still there. But what about Bob? You're pretty much. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you're pretty much like, yeah, people are too picky. Like, So like, what's your?
Yeah,
do you
I know.
Do you like this? Or?
I'm not completely like that. I do get people are passionate about what they spend or want to spend a lot of money on to get the figures they love. Yeah, I mean, I'm photoshopping your products, if that is clearly to me now what's happened, is just atrocious behavior, especially when you're selling an object like this. I think that's bordering on something illegal if it was being done in this country to sell a product. I don't know.
They've been doing it for years too, Bob. Those lightsabers, come on, like
yeah, I know, but I get that, and that's like the effects, and it adds to the lighting. But this is like what you're going to see in your hand when you pick up, isn't it? It's not going to look like that. I just think that's very bad behaviour. And yeah, I've seen a couple of those custom ones, and they are obviously way better than this. So yeah, it's not totally my bag. I do like Spider-Man, but not as much as many. And from what the guys have just said, I mean, there's some sort of missed opportunities here, because this is a sort of figure they should be able to nail. There's a lot of texture on it. It's battle damaged. It's what they nail on other figures, and so yeah, bit of a poor show.
Yeah,
More
and I think that's one of the kind of frustrating things, I suppose, which makes you think, okay, they must have different teams working on different figures, and they obviously prioritize certain figures over others. And when you're looking at, say, like an athlete, whether it's a footballer or an NBA player or whatever, they're only as good as their last game. But like if you take like Hot Toys' last game was, I don't know, just say like the Wolverine, it was for the overwhelming majority of people, it was received very, very well. And that's like their A game, and then they're not putting their A game into something else, which is Spider-Man is equally as important. If not, there's a lot of people that, like, I'd say Spider-Man is more people's favorite character than Wolverine, and Wolverine's a huge character, but it's as important, if not more important. I'd say Spider-Man's a bigger name even than Wolverine, and to not deliver on it, it's like, we know you can do this. Why aren't you doing it? I think that's maybe a bit frustrating for people. What do you think, Phil?
I mean, I think it's poor. To me, it doesn't look like Tobey. I just think it looks like Joaquin Phoenix from the original Gladiator, if he was to turn up in a Spider-Man suit. I'm not keen on it. There are too many issues with it. I would never sort of spot the issues with it unless they were pointed out. But apart from that massive crease in the middle of his head, which I presume, I don't know whether that's meant to be weathering or glue or whatever it is. But it's not fair to the guys who've been waiting so long for this and who are fans of the Tobey Maguire movies. It's poor, especially for New Year release. And
Exactly. And I don't think there's anything wrong with going on to Hot Toys and tagging them and saying, look, I'm a big fan of this. This like a lot of people. I've been watching this movie since I was a kid. It's a fan favorite. He's arguably the most popular Spider-Man. Could you please consider looking at the lenses, the head sculpt?
yeah, there's always
seam,
inaccuracies.
the spider
Most figures,
symbol.
probably
You know.
9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 figures
Yeah.
have probably got some sort of inaccuracy.
Yeah.
But I mean, the list for this goes on, and I just think it's unfair to people who really wanted to pick this up.
Yeah. It's a
And
shame, really. 'cause-
potentially
yeah.
FOMO, they're going to buy it because are they ever going to approve it? Are you ever going to get another? Well, you will, because if he's appearing in Doomsday or one of those movies. But I just think it's not right.
Yeah.
to
And like
sort of,
it's like, like my favorite Batsuit is the DX19 style Batsuit that the second one he had in the trilogy. It was like the Batsuit I always wanted to see on screen. How could it work in a real world? And I was fascinated by that. But like, I know the DX19 has shortcomings, and I'm in that boat of I am waiting for INART, but like, how much time do I've got left? But like when I look up and I do have a custom cape on it, to be clear. But when I look up at it and I have it dialed in the pose, I find I have to work harder to make it look good. But man, when I look at it, I was like, that's bloody Bale, man. That is Batman. I love that. And I know there's little inadequacies, but I also know it doesn't have any Christian Bale's DNA or fingerprints as well. Certain things are not that important. Whereas, like, say our friend Alan, the 6 Scale Gallery, like, just lovely fella, absolute gentleman, like, fantastic. He's a guru when it comes to that suit because he shares the same passion. He's a fantastic photographer. Check him out. But like, the Jackson Jew custom cape I have on it was one of the ones he actually got a better one here and he passed it on to me and he sent it on to me. So he's a legend anyway. But he has such an eye for it. He's got like custom cowls, custom neck pieces, like gauntlets and everything. He just has a really, really eye for detail. But at the same time, like, he doesn't be on the Facebook posts abusing the sculptures, you know what I mean? Just kind of going, okay, I have to upgrade this or whatever.
yeah, a lot of the figures
Yeah.
I pick up are sort of, it's good enough for me. It looks how I want it to look. I'm the same. I have no massive eye for detail, even with Star Wars figures. A lot of the time, people are pointing things out to me, but some people are die hard, know every millimeter of a costume design. But when it's this, it's obvious to somebody like me who's not a die-hard Tobey fan. It's just not right.
I think it's kind of like plot holes in movies. Like, every movie has plot holes. Well, not every movie. A lot of movies do have plot holes. And I can excuse one or two and kind of go, all right, that wouldn't happen. That's silly writing or whatever like that. But if something's littered with them, it becomes so hard to, that's basically the opposite of what I said earlier on. Like when like 90% of things are not pointing up in the right direction and are not aligned, that's when it's a bit like, all right, this is not great. But like, again, what are you gonna do? So shout out to Steve Figures and Fandom, previously Evil Sneaker. Hello there, fellow collectors. Happy New Year, Shane and all. You know what, I was thinking of you the other day, Steve, and I don't know if I can actually go full screen here. Let me see. I may not be able to show this. Hopefully Steve is still there. The Daniel Craig Commando Bond from No Way Home. I won that because I'm a member of Steve's his membership, and he does fantastic giveaways. And I was going to get that anyway, and I won that, and it was just like he helped me secure that one, and that was a figure I'm going to get anyway. So I was looking the other day, going, man, Steve's a legend. So really appreciate it. If you were following Steve, I should be promoting my own channel membership, but if you're following him, and it's definitely worth becoming a channel member on Steve's. He does fantastic giveaway. So shout out to you, my friend. Anyone else have any of your closing thoughts on Tobey, or anyone want me to move on to a certain picture of him or anything at all?
I think Dub Toys in the comments has hit the nail on the head. It's something that we've been saying over on the stream for a long time, that they're fortunate they've got all those IPs locked down. If any other company worth their salt gets those IPs, Hot Toys are in major trouble.
This one here.
Yes,
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah. So Dub Toys fortunate. They have them locked down. They've got like they got they're in bed with Disney. They got it. I think you're right there. Like and like look, we wouldn't have the artisan line if it wasn't for INART. I know people maintain that, the Hot Toys extremists will maintain, oh, they don't even know INART exists. Come on now. But like the competition is good. I think it pushes things on. But I think that's a fair point. Any other closing thoughts before we move on? Anyone on Tobey here? I presume no one's getting it. All right.
Not now.
All right. We're gonna do one more topic, and then we're going to. I just gotta go through a few basic housekeeping stuff. So, all right. Jim, do you wanna? You didn't choose anything yet, did you?
I have not. No. Should we do Snap?
All right.
Snappy Snap.
Okay. Snap kind of leads into Stranger Things, which is the bottom left. So I've got to put up a spoiler banner, folks. Give me 1 second. So, been warned. Stranger Things spoilers. I'm gonna write 10 minutes there. Yeah. All right. So we'll get that going there. Give me 1 second. Sorry. And add the banner. Oh no.
Oh. Yeah, she is.
There we go. Okay. Right, we're gonna do Snap, so.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. You know the drill, folks. I'm going to show two things on screen. I like to keep things current, and you have to decide which one gets vaporized, disappeared. You can never experience it again. If it's a figure, you can never own it. If it's a movie, you can never watch it again. If it's a food, you can never eat it again. All right. I will say, to make it harder, I did not include the following TV shows: Breaking Bad, Sopranos, The Wire, Andor, and there's a few others because I just felt that it would be too easy. So, Stranger Things, The Walking Dead, you have to snap one out of existence. You can never watch it again. We're going to start from the bottom there. Bob, what do you think? Bob, like
this
zombies.
is quite easy for me. This is easy. And yeah, you'll be surprised. I'd snap Walking Dead. I've watched 1 through 8 or 9. Then tried to start watching it again, given up after halfway through 1. I'm only on Stranger Things season 3, just starting it and loving it. So I need to watch that. So Walking Dead, snap.
And you're the 80s were probably a big deal to you as well, I'm guessing, potentially, no?
Absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. Our
Yeah,
80s
so-
arcades, kids on bikes. That's
Yeah.
If I could relive that decade, every decade, I would.
Yeah, it's hitting you in the field. So, and you know what? One
Yeah.
thing I will say about Stranger Things, like we'll give thoughts later on, but a lot of things rely on member berries and nostalgia, and like Disney's doing it to death, and to be honest, not doing it very well. It has its moments, but I think that with Stranger Things, in fairness, from season 1, they set out their stall. They did like set out the stall. Look, it's a Walkman. Look, it's a vinyl. Look, it's the Police or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? They did set out the stall. You either buy into it or you don't. But yeah, we'll get to that. All right. So you'd get rid of you'd snap The Walking Dead. What about yourself, David?
I would snap Stranger Things. I'm a massive Walking Dead fan. I've watched it once through myself. I watched it once through with my other half. I'm sure I'll watch it again through at some point, probably when the figures release, and they're all on the shelf. I literally cannot wait for that day. It's going to be amazing. But yeah, Stranger Things. I love Stranger Things as well. But yeah, The Walking Dead tops it every day.
All right. What about you, Phil?
As much as it probably outstayed its welcome, I would snap Stranger Things, keep The Walking Dead. And again, I love both shows, but gotta remember just couldn't wait for the next season of Walking Dead to appear until just after the sort of Negan storyline. Then it got a bit samey, but yeah, snap Stranger
If The
Things keep
Walking
going
Dead had condensed the 11 seasons
Yeah,
into like 6, it would have been one of the best TV shows ever made. If they ditched the filler and some of the repetitive storylines, because it had some top tier characters and some top tier episodes, but I just don't consider it a top tier show because of the overstaying the welcome and the filler. But
Yeah.
what do you think, Harrison?
This is quite tough. I love both of these shows, but I've gone back and watched Stranger Things through a few times, whereas Walking Dead I've only ever watched the once from when it aired. Going through, I've never gone back and watched any of them. So I'd keep Stranger Things and snap Walking Dead.
Good stuff. And Jim?
I mean, yeah, look, I've watched all of The Walking Dead as well, and most of the spin-offs as well, not quite all of them. And that's a great show. But Stranger Things, a bit like what Harrison just said, every time a new season comes out, me and Vitta start from the first season and work our way back up to it. We love it that much. So definitely
it's done,
snap in The Walking Dead and keep in Stranger Things.
Yeah, good stuff. You're just joining us, folks. We're on topic number 3. We're doing the snap. You've got to decide which one of these gets snapped out of existence. You can never watch it again. If you haven't watched it, you can never watch it. There's 54 people watching live. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Much appreciated. This one here, I like both of these shows. And I think I'll give my thoughts on Stranger Things later on. So I keep it really simple. I like them both. I've rewatched Stranger Things, I suppose, twice now. And The Walking Dead, 11 seasons. I've rewatched it twice. And after the hype of ordering Negan and Rick and Daryl, just before Christmas, I say 3 weeks ago, I started watching it again. I'm nearly finished season 5.
Wow.
Just absolutely attacking it. But yeah, like even now I'm like, okay, that's a banger episode. Then you get 2 or 3 episodes like that wasn't great. The filler does stand out on the rewatch. However, the excellent top tier stuff also stands out. Andrew Lincoln is bloody great. Like if you see him in Love Actually, and then you see him in wearing the murder jacket, it's like, I can't believe they're the same person. They're just like, yeah, imagine acting. Yeah, I'd probably snap Stranger Things here, but I do like both of these shows. All right, Jim.
Oh.
Snap in The Mandalorian, keeping Stranger Things.
Oh, are you sure this isn't recency bias, Jim?
No,
Who invited this guy?
Right.
No one agrees here, David. No one agrees here.
It's not recency bias because I wasn't the biggest fan of the ending. I didn't hate it, I didn't love it. I would argue it had a better final season than The Mandalorian had, or a better most recent season than The Mandalorian had. Granted, we haven't seen the film yet. But,
Speaking from someone who wasn't sold on season 5 of Stranger Things, I would still agree with you because I hated season 3 of The Mandalorian, and I don't say that lightly.
Yeah,
I think The Mandalorian finished in season 2.
A Book of Boba Fett, it was good. The Mandalorian part, that was basically like season 2.5. Right?
You're right.
I liked that
You're
stuff, and then season 3 was a complete washout. But no, I would snap Mandalorian and keep Stranger Things.
Harrison, what do you think?
This is a really tough one. I thought the other one was tough, but this is tougher, I think. I would have to agree with Jim, though. I think I'd have to snap Mandalorian and keep Stranger Things. There's just something about the Stranger Things show. I think that it's just maybe not the ending as much as the rest of it, but it's just such a good show. Amazing child actors, amazing story. There's just, got to keep Stranger Things.
What about you, Phil?
snap Stranger Things, Mandalorian, all that. Well, the 2 seasons of Mandalorian anyway.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you now. I like both of these, but I'm gonna snap Stranger Things and I'm gonna snap Mandalorian season 3. David, what do you think?
It's interesting, actually. I've just literally done a 180 in my head. I'd snap the Mandalorian. I was just thinking, if someone held a gun to my head, please don't do that. But if they did, and said you have to watch one of these, this week onwards and complete it, I would probably go with Stranger Things over the Mandalorian.
Be honest, David. Jim reminded you of the episode with Lizzo and Jack Black. You can say it. It's fine. We all hated it. It was terrible.
I actually didn't remember that one. And this is the thing, at the time, I knew who Jack Black was. I had no idea who Lizzo was. So
It was
it
just
didn't
ridiculous.
really affect me that much. But yeah, that was a bit egregious, that episode, wasn't it? But yeah, Stranger Things was good. I didn't like season 5 for the most part, but 1 to 4 I thought were fantastic.
Yeah. Bob?
Despite Mando containing one of my favourite all-time Star Wars scenes of ever, which is when Luke turned up. I think it was at the end of season 2.
Yeah.
And just the euphoria and that around. I'm still going to snap it because Stranger Things is my bag.
Can I just use that to segue really quickly? I said earlier on that Disney aren't doing the member berries nostalgia thing right. They have their moments. I loved No Way Home. Okay. But that Luke coming back, I think they executed it right. It wasn't just dangling in front of you. They executed it right. The scene was exciting. The action was good. The plot was like, I was like, how is he going to get out of this one? He struggled with one. There's like 20 of these things. You know, the Mandalorian wasn't getting the job done. And I loved that. I thought they did it right. Yes, it's Luke. Yes, it's a member berry. Yes, it's nostalgia, but like it works, and it works when they do it right. And I thought that was a good example of them executing it right. Whereas, say, The Flash, when the end of that movie, they just started bringing the bad CGI and they started showing you Nicolas Cage and a few. It's just like, lads. So not Ben. Bob, overall, who would you get rid of? Definitely
Mandalorian.
Okay. Right. On to the last one.
Oh.
We'll start with you, Bob.
Loved Game of Thrones. Did it go on too long? Was it a bit weird in places? Did it get a bit silly? Maybe, in my view. Adored sort of the 2, 3, 4 series seasons, but I'd still snap it as I haven't finished watching Stranger Things yet.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that's a good strategy. David?
Yeah. I've never seen Game of Thrones. I have no interest in it. Snap Game of Thrones immediately.
Yeah, easy choice. Phil?
Same as Bob. I haven't finished Stranger Things yet. Did like Game of Thrones, but maybe this is a bit of recency bias, but keep Stranger Things, snap Game of Thrones.
Harrison?
Yeah, I'll go keep Stranger Things again. I do love Game of Thrones, so.
And Jim?
Yeah, Game of Thrones is great, but the books are better despite not being finished. So snap Game of Thrones despite and keep Stranger Things.
Yeah, I think Game of Thrones, peak Game of Thrones for like the first few seasons was like peak television. Just like exactly. Like, and I do think it's a better written show. And I've rewatched it twice. I think. Let me see.
Then it went.
Yeah. And he's never finished it. Really hasn't. Don't think he will either.
I
this one's a tough one for me, and this one. I think Game of Thrones is a better written show, but the ending just it definitely put a stain on it. And which one am I going to rewatch? And like why did they make this one? I should have just thrown Breaking Bad in here. It would be so much easier. You ask me next week, you might get a different answer, but as of today, it's not Game of Thrones. I mean, I don't know how comfortable I am with that. All right. So we'll do one more topic. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get this out of the way. So, folks, we hit a milestone during the week. It was 5,507 subscribers. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. If you're watching now and you are not subscribed, I would appreciate if you take a second, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, click that bell notification icons, become a channel member if that floats your boat, and the support is greatly appreciated. No obligation. Also, I had a post. It was a really simple post. It was actually the movie icons display, and I noticed when a reel is doing well, Instagram sends you messages and say, oh, it's got so many likes, it has like 10,000 views. For my Instagram, that's a lot, but I noticed there's in the last maybe 48 hours about 100 extra followers. So it's if you want to see that and any other figure photography I put up, just follow at 16figure focus. And I post links to all the content I do there as well. So thank you very much. All right, shout out to the channel members. We got the Troopers tier and the Commanders tier. The Troopers tier are Keith Lee, Demo Doom, Collectors of Universe, 16 Mike, Viking Collectibles, Positive Fandom, Yomo, Shiny, Ben Thomas Show, Dogito, Her Geeky Side, Figurecraft, 16 Shooter Figure and Fandom, Howard Potts, Ancient Silver Fox, Brian Wong, Jim Collector, Lancelot Nerd Corner, and Mike L. And a shout out to the commanders as well, who get their YouTube handle, profile, names displayed at the end of all the content like this. Rest in peace, Mark Mitchell. And Shiny, you're the man. No reason, you just are. All right. Folks, I want to thank everyone on the panel, everyone in the chat, all the channel members. Like literally anyone who watched any of the videos in December, liked any of the videos in December, left a comment. All that stuff goes into the algorithm and affects the ad revenue, which is not that much on this channel, but it's something. The super chats were outstanding. Lots of generosity and repeat generosity from many people on this panel in the chat. Whether you're watching a replay, no matter who you are, I really do appreciate the support of the channel, because we hit our target of $400. So the total December earnings are 400 euro, which is better than dollars because they're more. 422 euro and 54 cent is the final tally. YouTube will pay out later on this month between the 21st and 25th, and when they do, I will make that donation to Children's Health Ireland. And yes, when they email, I will screenshot the email and show you the receipts to keep everything above board. Thank you so much. That will go to a good cause. Much appreciated. Thank you. So any super chats now are for me. It's not for the sick kids anymore. It's January now. I'm broke. All right. So new videos. There are 12 because every single day at 3 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, Christmas was busy for me. I dropped a video 1/6 scale collecting, so I'm not going to read all these titles, but there's 12 videos there that were released on the 12 days of Christmas, and today is number 12. It's weird being back to Christmas on the 12th day of Christmas. So they're all there. If you want to peruse them, maybe pick out one that tickles your fancy, and yeah, that's that. All right, folks, we're back. Harrison, what do you want to talk about?
Savage.
You mean Savage Opress? Savage?
Yeah, Savage.
I just can't. Every time I see it. Savage.
Savage is a perfume, isn't it?
I think so.
It's got Johnny Depp advertising it, isn't it?
It
Yeah.
is, yeah.
And a couple of walls.
Interesting. So this is Savage. Take it away, Harrison. I have no skin in this game. I have no opinion on it. I just don't think it looks like Great Park. But go on. Harrison, take it away.
Yeah, I really, really like this. I have this coming in. He's probably the best part of Clone Wars for me. I really enjoyed his arc. I really enjoy his character. So when I watched it, which was after it was all out, I just hoped that they one day did this figure. And when they did, I was very, very happy to see it. It looks so good. And they've done a few little touch-ups since they announced it as well, which is really great as well. So it's just so imposing, that height, the color. Yeah, I really love this piece. Really, really like it. Can't wait to get it.
Zord really needs to work on his posing though, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Patrick, if you're watching, we love you. Your photography is incredible and your posing is equally as impressive. So yeah, man, just class.
The poses he can get them into is just crazy sometimes.
And he's telling me like he doesn't use like blue tack or any of that stuff. They're kind of, you see something balancing, it's, I don't know how he does it, but he's balanced it somehow, you know?
How he does that.
Yeah. He's got a great one of, it's Endgame Cap and I think it's the battle damage Thanos, and Cap has just like jumped, like obviously he's smaller than Thanos, he's jumping up and he's just hit him on the chin with Mjolnir, and it's just how he pulled it off. It's incredible. Anyone besides Harrison getting this?
I have it pre-ordered. I'm awaiting invoice, but I'm not. I'm 70/30 that I'm not paying the invoice. This pre-order comes from a time where I was just collecting anything that came out, and I was just FOMO buying everything. That being said, it does look fantastic. I think this looks better than the prototype. Personally, I think the sculpt's been tweaked since we originally saw it, and it does look fantastic. I think even though I own nothing else Clone Wars now, I think he'd still go really nice. So I'm just trying to convince myself, in case it was unclear. I still think he'd look really nice with the Phantom Menace mold that I've got, the 2.0. But I'm still again 70-30 that I'm not even going to pay the invoice at this point.
I
He's
actually
incredible,
do,
but-
Do a runner, Dave.
I think it looks better than Maul. I don't know if that's
He
a hot
does,
take or
he
not,
does.
but
I think it looks better than. Yeah, I don't think there's a competition. You're right. I think
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
much
it looks better than the Clone Wars Maul for damn certain.
Yeah,
That's true.
maybe
Only-
not the Phantom Menace one. That might be just a personal preference thing. But I think here, standing next to them,
The thing
Savage
is that
the more impressive.
That's
figure.
that's going on a stand all day long, because if he goes over, those horns are gone.
That is
I
true.
just-
That's a good point.
I think
Eamon-
one of those figures though would be so heavy, and the boots look really sturdy as well. I think I
Yeah.
could pose that. I mean, everything in my display, touch wood, has been standing for over a year now. Nothing's fallen over.
That
Good.
that snowtrooper command is horrendous. I just can't get it to stand. It just will not stand.
Say it again.
You know that the snowtrooper commander they just released, the exclusive. I just can't get it to stand.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
no.
know why. I mean, I've got it leaning against the side of the display case in a way that it
Maybe you
looks like
should.
it's
Maybe
natural.
you should send it to INART. They'll sort it.
True, yeah.
Oh, that's annoying because the troopers that I have, none of them are actually on bases, and he'll.
Nothing.
He'll be
I've got
no.
nothing on bases apart
Yeah.
from, I mean, like Ahsoka stood on the sort of the log diorama or whatever, but
Yeah,
for some I just can't get them to stand. I don't. Maybe it's
It
just
could
me,
be-
but
it could be a case for the first time I have to use museum gel.
yeah, that's a good call
Oh.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah. It's I don't have any. I know it's a thing, but I don't have any. We got Mike here. Game of Thrones. A shout out to you, Mike. Game of Thrones became a show I couldn't recommend because the ending was so bad. It's so disappointing. I appreciate it's hard to end all these things that people love so much, but like, yeah, it's if they just nailed that, it would have been like. I still think it's a great show up to that point. But Stranger Things has its ups and downs, with a horrible final season. So he's in David's camp. Well, he sounds actually even more against it than David said. He wasn't a fan of it, but we'll find out shortly. That's the next topic. But actually, I completely forgot the Stranger Things talk, folks. My bad. We're going to lean into that. Anyone have any thoughts on Savage?
Nah.
All right, folks. So look, the banner is down there for the Stranger Things spoiler chat. So we are going to begin that discussion now. So I'm just going to remove this off the screen and we'll go for it there. So, all right. Okay, folks. Anyone want to go first?
I don't mind jumping in.
Well, actually, no. Sorry,
right.
Bob is here, and he's in the process of
Right.
watching it.
That's kind of
Oh,
the
so
fight
it's,
I pay for
Phil.
being so off the mark.
So
Yeah,
again?
Because Phil, you haven't seen it either.
I'm fine though. I've seen
Don't-
or heard enough about it.
Well, I dunno.
I'm fine.
Yeah,
The internet has punished you both, yes?
yeah.
It's definitely, it's punished me. Yeah, I've watched a lot of Screen Crush and all the rest of it.
Yeah. Won't it be so cool when we watch Doomsday if, I don't know, Captain America and Thor are back? Won't that be cool? Be such a surprise.
Amazing,
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. But they never do. They wouldn't go as far as putting X-Men in there, though, would they? No, they wouldn't. What do you think? So, if you're comfortable with spoilers, boys, or do you want to dip out
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
few minutes? Or
No, I'm
good?
good.
I'm
I'm
happy.
good. Yeah,
all right, who wants to take it away?
could save me a
To be
few
fair-
hours. This.
Nah. Either way, you should definitely watch it, Phil. The final season was like the most mixed bag of TV I think I've ever seen, and it culminated, obviously, with a finale that I think was. It felt like they didn't know how to end it, and I think that really came through in that last episode, from what I can tell. The first part of the season, really strong for me, I thought, especially the way it ended. I thought that was a really nice cliffhanger ending that they left it on. And then everything from part 2 just landed a little bit flat with me, apart from a few certain scenes. And then the finale, we had, I think the problem is a lot of us had these grand ideas of what the finale will be, and it seems that nobody told the Duffer Brothers this, and they kind of gave us a very vanilla, safe ending, and I think they could have pushed it a little bit harder. Other people would say the same. The stakes didn't feel high enough. The final battle wasn't quite long enough or dramatic enough or anything like that. The biggest highlight I'm taking away is I really like the epilogues for each of the characters. I thought that was quite tastefully done. I was kind of hoping they would touch on that, maybe not
The
for
Lord
an
of the
hour.
Rings ending.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
I actually like. No, as in, I don't mean that in a negative way.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like,
It's cheesy, that end bit.
you had a bit of closure. Like,
Yeah, and I was hoping they would do that.
I will say one of the saddest things I've ever seen is the ending to Toy Story 3. Or the first 5 minutes of Up, but that's a different
100%.
conversation. Because the kids are going to watch it and going, oh, he's giving away his toys, okay. An adult's going to watch it and goes, no, it's the end of an era. He's no longer a child. He's going off to college. And everything's going to change now. And it's gut-wrenching if you watch it as an adult. And watching those people have that discussion on the rooftop as an adult, that hits hard. Because, yeah, you might meet up once, maybe twice. And then it'll be once a year, Christmas. And then what's going to happen is people are going to go traveling. They're going to be engaged in a career. They're going to get married. They're going to have kids. Maybe one of them has a controlling other half. And it's like, sorry, this is the last time you're going to be this close. You will never be that close again. And that is a tough pill to swallow, I think. But sorry, I interrupted you. Go on.
That's why this hobby's so great, right? I don't have to be near any of you guys. It's easy. Just plug in the computer and it's good to go. But yeah, I don't want to go off too long, so I'm sure other people have a lot to say. But there was some glaring issues. The pregnant women that they just left in the Upside Down. It's a bit harsh.
What happened? What?
So do you know there's all the pregnant women that are they're being IV fed number 8's blood. They're in the camp Upside Down, right? And
Oh, I thought they were
destroy
dead.
the Upside
I thought
Down.
they were dead. Sorry. I actually thought
I
they
don't
were
think
dead.
they were still alive. They were like
They were alive, yeah.
dying.
All
Yeah,
right.
but like still alive.
Yeah, okay, that's a great point because this is continue on. This is kind of feeds into what I'm going to say.
With
About.
that. Obviously, then the army just kind of let them go without so much as a how do you do that. That grated a lot with me as well. I didn't love that. Hop becoming police of chief again, despite nobody's worried that he was dead for like 3 years. And now he's back. Yeah, there's a few things I had issues with it. I liked the ending with Elle. I thought that was actually relatively well done to an extent. I did like that, but it was definitely a mixed bag. I think I'm getting lower on it a bit as I think about it and like stew on it slightly, but I want to watch it all again. And I think the biggest mistake they probably made was releasing it in parts. I think if we'd had the opportunity to watch it all the way through in one cohesive season, even if we were like able to binge it, I think we might have appreciated the flow of it a little bit better. But I think they broke it up and it disrupted the flow. And then
I think even if they'd done an episode per week, and then they could still do their last episode on New Year's Eve and their second last episode on Christmas Day, and that would still get the family time. If they because there'd be a rhythm then, episode break, break, because everyone just binge watched the first and was like, oh, I can't wait till next week, and then you're like, actually no, it's about 3 weeks away, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll end my spiel there. I'll let others join in.
Can you start thinking about maybe a score out of 5, because there is another slide coming. Like it's not the traditional one, but it's in the same vein for the entire show. Harrison.
I pretty much agree with everything Jim said. I don't think I have much more to add,
Okay.
other than just that. I just think that when we were watching it and we had a few episodes, especially when Will came out and he had powers, I think that was just such a high moment that I was really hoping that the rest of it was going to continue that, and then the finale would be even higher. But because that was so, like, I almost wish in a way that it ended there, because it was just such a good episode.
What's the high moment, wasn't it?
It really was, like, the entire of season 5. That was the moment for me.
Because year after saying, I think I was watching Ben Thomas on the replay, and he was like, where are all these Demogorgons when they were fighting Vecna? And like, you're after saying, okay, Will has these powers, but it kind of just went out like a wet fart, really. How about in the final battle, which was too easy, make it harder by throwing the Demodogs in there, and then have Will fighting them off, or I think Ben said turn them against Vecna or something like that. Would have been interesting. Like, but yeah.
Oh yeah,
Anyone wants to go next?
the final fight with Vecna just needed to be needed a lot more to it, I think. So yeah,
I just want to draw attention to this comment here. Like Dub Toys, I've read a few of his comments out, and he's been pretty critical on the show, which is perfectly fine. But then he's after coming around and saying the Will having powers bit was fantastic and really well executed. I love that kind of balance when, like, it's because we all know that, like, you know, a figure comes out and it's not like a banger 10 out of 10 shrink ray, to quote the guys from Collecting Weekly, and people say, "Oh, this is shit." Well, it's not shit. It's a 0 to 10. There has to be some sort of a scale. Like, you know, if it looks nothing like Hugh Jackman, well, really go back and give it a scale out of 10. Is it really a 0, or is it just like didn't hit the mark? You know, because I love seeing that kind of like this person was critical of things, which I was reading his comments and was like, or their comments or whatever, and they were kind of like, yeah, okay, that's a fair point. And then coming in there and going accepting that this part was, I actually thought it was one of the highlights of season 5. But sorry, Harrison, go on.
No, I don't think I have much more other than the fact that I don't know if everyone agrees, but I'm very much a person that I like when characters die, because if they do it really well, it has it's meaningful. I think sometimes
stakes. Yeah,
it's just like if there was a moment in that last fight, then somebody actually did die, or it would be gut wrenching, especially if it was a character that you would really like. And if they,
I would have killed Steve, man.
Yeah, as long as it's not Steve or Dustin, but everybody else, they can die. I like everyone else, but those two I just didn't want to die.
That rooftop scene would have hit harder if there was a spare chair. They would have, do you know?
Yeah.
Because they'd all have a beer and they'd crack one open for whoever passed away or something like. But
yeah, definitely.
So I want you to bear in mind, like, you know, we're not going to do a score for any individual season there, but I will ask you, like, to kind of have a score out of 5 for the entire show, and also we'll come back to that. Just be thinking about it now. And could you give me, like, Harrison, what was your highlight? Like, what was the best season, or do you have the best episode that you're like, that was incredible?
Season 4 was the best season. When I rewatched it all coming up to season 5, and season 4 just was so good. When Vecna got like introduced properly and he's just killing everybody, and that season was really good, and Eddie was in it, and he was a great character, and he did die. So yeah, no, I think season 4, but saying that, season 5 there was some really emotional, I don't know if there was a lot of other, but there were some really emotional scenes in season 5 that really did get me. Sometimes there were like, I had some tears on occasions. It was like, it was just there's some really great acting in all of them, especially like, I think, what was the one, the scene with Dustin and Steve, funny enough, the ones I like, where he stops him going on the ladder, and I can't lose you too. That got me. That was really hard to watch, because like you can tell how much he still means to him, and he doesn't want to be left on his own almost.
And it's kind of like he's hurting because of Eddie's death, and he's kind of nearly taking it out into people he's closest to, which would be, you know, or was closer for a while. Stevie. Yeah, I think that's a fair point, man. The David, what do you think of season 5 and then the show overall?
I was a little bit confused when it started. I remember the end of season 4, they were looking out on that nice grassy verge to the red and blackening sky, which just vanished all of a sudden and was never mentioned ever again, right? You know, it was Millie Bobby Brown pulling the blue still quite often. That was an interesting look. But I think overall, I enjoyed everything up until the finale. I think the inclusion of star power such as Linda, even Hamilton, was completely wasted. I didn't see the point anyone could have played that character. She was wasted. Anyone could have played that character. I think she had about 12 lines in the end, right? And yeah, the finale, there's a film that I can't remember what film it is though. It was like there's a lead up to a battle. The battle happens really quickly, and then they just move on. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute. I blinked. Sorry, play that again. And that's what the finale felt like. Like, I think to look at previous seasons and even season 5, Demogorgons were nigh on impossible to kill. They'd sort of scurry away and, you know, go back into the Upside Down, right, and then come back and get you again, and you'd follow them with the lights. But for them to go into Vecna as well, I can't remember the name of it now, and to kill the Mind Flayer with some dustbin lids, some spears, and some water balloons filled with petrol, quite incredible, I thought. And just the whole scene with Vecna being killed, he was like on that spike within 30 seconds, and then Joyce cut his head off, and that was it. And then it was all like this hearty thing at the end, which I'm not really a fan of that stuff. I would have preferred if we'd got a Lord of the Rings ending where it just goes, yeah, this is what they did, by the way, and we just had that battle all the way to the end. I think I would have preferred that to have that a bit more drawn out, a bit more action, because like people have said, that moment where Will got his powers and he was just snapping up Demogorgons in midair, I was like, right, we're going to be cooking in the next episode. And then
that was the biggest miss, I think, of season 5.
Flat. Yeah, you can't have Will discover his powers, start snapping Demogorgons in midair, and then just like that whole wet fart of the last episode battle. It just doesn't make sense.
And then as well, him coming out, like the logic was, again, I that scene really fell flat for me, to be honest. Like, but him coming out, the logic was that then Vecna couldn't get into his head and kind of give this negative view of what might happen, and he might lose his friends if he comes out like that. I get that. But then when he came out, he was over it, and then it should have been like, time to kill some demodogs, and then nothing. That was the opportunity. That battle should have been more fleshed out. It should have been kind of chaos, demodogs everywhere, Will using his powers, and that's where someone could have died. I do think it needed a significant death or two. Not everyone, didn't have to be a massacre, but just someone you cared about that was like, okay, this is real now. That's a character we've had. We've loved this character. Steve, no one wants Steve to die. It would have been pretty epic, especially if he was saving Nancy because he's in love with her. You know what I mean? It would have been epic. And then the stakes would have been real. It probably would have been more entertaining to watch. And I actually did like the epilogue at the end, though, David. I did like that. It just gave a bit of closure. It's like a little bit of a breather. But I think you might have appreciated more if you'd got what you thought you were going to get and what we all thought we were going to get with the demodogs and with Will and stuff like that. But I'll summarize this really quick, folks. I think overall, season 5 kind of fell flat for me. I would say season 4 is the best, followed by season 1, probably then 3, and I think maybe 5 would be in around 3 or worse than 5. No, 3 is better than 5, I think. I would go 4, 1, 3, 5, 2 personally. I think it's overall the sum of its parts. I think it's a very good TV show. I'm if you listen to my wording, I'm not saying excellent. I think it's a very good TV show with some excellent episodes, excellent characters, and excellent arcs within it. But it kind of suffers a little bit. Like, that's why I put The Walking Dead in there, because I just can't give it the top tier status in my eyes, like up there with my own personal favorites, because of the filler in Walking Dead or the missteps, you know. So I did enjoy it. Season 5 did fall a bit flat. I agree with Harrison. I think season 4 was peak because, to be honest, I watched the first season of Stranger Things and really enjoyed it. Then I watched the second season, and when she just went off on her own, I got a bit. I came this close to checking out on it, but I restarted it again with Megan. I was like, okay, we got through season 2, fine. It was a bit of a rehash of season 1, how it ended. But when Billy came in and Max, I was about to walk away. I think Billy was epic, just a brilliant character, just a head case, and then of course Eddie. And I always say that, like, when it comes to movies, and especially really good movies or shows, a lot of things have to go in the right direction. A lot of things, whether it's the casting, the acting, the story, the dialogue, the action, the little hits, the right music choice. And I'm not talking about Kate Bush running up the hill. Great song and all that. Yeah, I'm talking about the Moby song. I think it's like When It's Cold, I Like to Die or something like that. It's when in season 4, Max, and they're playing that in the background, and they've built up to this for the whole season. You got Eddie riffing it out with master puppets. You've got the action scene, you've got the poignant death, there are stakes, and Max, one of the favourite characters, gets basically mutilated, bleeding from her eyes, and that song in the background, I was like, that's top tier television. I didn't get any of that though from season 5, unfortunately. It's like the Empire Strikes Back effect. You peaked, and it's hard to get that again, you know what I mean? It's why The Dark Knight Rises isn't as good as The Dark Knight, you know, it's just hard to get that, you know, but will we go on to ratings?
Yeah.
So, what I want you gentlemen to do is how many hoppers? 1 hopper would be awful. 2 hoppers would be okay, it's fine. 3 hoppers is it's good. 3.5 obviously would be very good. 4 is excellent. 5 it's a masterpiece. It's up there with the greats of greats. And again, your greats and my greats, 2 different things. It's your own personal subjective opinion. So what do you think, David? Where would you put it? How many hoppers would you give it?
I think, given your wordage on the right hand side there, I think I'll give it a 3 hoppers.
Okay, 3 hoppers.
Yeah, I think it was solid. I think my main gripe with it now is that, you know, you're putting this package together, seasons 1 to 4, you're putting that bow on top of season 5, and the bow didn't really stick for me. So you know, as a package, I think it was solid.
It's like a gymnast doing a really good routine, nailing everything, and then just misstepping on the final.
Yeah,
not falling over, not breaking a leg, but not a clean landing.
A little bit of a wobble there, yeah.
A little bit of a wobble, yeah. But like, yeah, look. Then Bob is gone. I skip the lads because I haven't seen it. Harrison.
I think that if they absolutely nailed that last episode, it would have been a masterpiece. It would have been one of the best shows ever made, I think. So going by that, then it just has to be excellent for me. I think it's 4 hoppers. It's a really, really good show. They did a lot of things right, and they just missed it right at the end to make it one of the best. I don't think they did a Game of Thrones where if you mention Game of Thrones, you go, oh, it's good, like that last season. I don't think it will be like that. I think it'll end up being Stranger Things. What a great show.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I don't think it'll have the same negative connotations, like, you know. But who said vanilla? Was it you, Jim? The vanilla ending?
Yeah.
Like nothing. It was kind of on the tracks. Yeah. What do you think? So you're going. David is going 3 hoppers. Are you going 4 hoppers then, Harrison?
Yeah, 4 hoppers.
Jim.
Are we doing half points or not really?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We can. Now, are you gonna cut his head off and leave his shoulders, or are you gonna cut him right down in between the eyes?
Right down between the eyes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that
give
is the
him a
correct answer.
4.5. Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 4.5. I said it in the group. I think this would be a show that I'll watch for years to come, and I think, you know, should I be so lucky to have kids, I think I'll end up being like, guys, you need to watch this at some point in time. So yeah, I recognize it's probably not like, if you're looking at shows like Breaking Bad and stuff, like that's a masterpiece. I think we can all agree on that. I will never watch Breaking Bad again, so it's almost on like a different plane for me. This is just one of those shows that it could have been a masterpiece, just like Harrison, you're basically like word for word what I was planning to say, by the way. It would have been a masterpiece if they had nailed the ending. Even they didn't even have to kill anyone off. Even if they would have made that final battle where they almost lost and just about clawed it in, but they didn't. They just stormed in and kicked ass. It was just disappointing.
And that was
4.5.
If there's no stakes, what's the point in watching? Like there needs to be stakes. It's why Disney Star Wars is suffering. Oh, we'll cut off your hand with a lightsaber. Oh, we'll just bionic hand. Oh, we stab you like the Asian girl. What was her? Rebels.
Oh yeah, not Shin. Shin stabs her, doesn't she?
Sabine.
I forgot her name. Sabine.
Sabine. Yeah, it's like, oh, it's great.
Yeah.
But like poor Liam Neeson, there going.
Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
I could have my own show. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah. Look, there's like at the bloody algorithm. Sometimes there's these. There's definitely YouTube channels that are just completely dedicated to the negative side of things, and they will try to convince you that this is the worst show ever made. Like, that's just, I don't think there's any way, there's no way I could give it a 1 or a 2. It's not a bad TV show. It is good. I would say, if I had watched the season finale of episode 4 with Eddie and the bats and the master puppets, real stakes, they know Max is being under threat, and with that like really sad scene of her getting like absolutely mutilated, and the Moby song, and of course Kate Bush as well and all that. If I'd watched that right now before I came on and rated it, I know I'd be giving it a 4. But I'm going to try to be a bit more logical about it. I think it lies for me. I think it's 3.5 hoppers. It's somewhere in between good and excellent. I think it's a very good TV show overall, with some, I genuinely think that season 4 finale is one of the best episodes of TV I've seen in the last few years. So yeah.
Just one more thought from me. Don't clip this and take it out of context, please. I think it's one of those occasions where no death is disappointing. Because I remember, think back to it, right? Like, everyone loved Eddie. Everyone loved Eddie. I loved Eddie. Eddie was a great character. And when he died, I can remember that moment to a T. Like, you know, Dustin told him, I didn't run this time, did I? You know, it was really gut-wrenching. And that resonates with people even now. You know, I'm not going to say I'm the biggest Stranger Things fan, but that resonates even today. You know, the Master of Puppets, all that good stuff. It was just fantastic writing from beginning to end.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't really remember everything that happened in season 5. You know, I remember more of season 4 because of that. So, you know, if Steve had died, we'd be talking about that for months, years afterwards. I don't know if we're going to be talking about Stranger Things series 5 at the end of this year.
Yeah, because season 4, you remember exactly. It's the house. It's Henry. It's his backstory. It's random people who have been put up and killed, and Eddie's accused of it or whatever. Like, it's just fantastic. It's well worth to watch. And with the music, it's just that Moby song. It'll live rent free in my head. Okay, folks. Right, we're going to do the magic wand really quickly on the bottom right hand corner. Figures that are due to release in this year. If you had a magic wand, you can make one appear today. What would it be?
Goodness.
Have a little think there, folks. I'll have a look at the chat.
Is this stuff that we already know is coming? Or
stuff that's basically available for pre-order. Whether you pre-order or not, you can just wave a magic wand, snap your fingers, and bang, it appears.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. Well, I can't pick the INART Terminator because that's 2027. I'll go Terminator 2 Endoskeleton. Shocker. Absolute shocker.
I'll go big chat.
To no one's surprise, I'll go with Sam.
I'll go Jungle Hunter Predator.
Nice. There's a bit of a trend here, folks. It's all 80s and 90s stuff, you know?
Okay, I'll break that mold then. I will go with Walking Dead Daryl. That thing is just going to be phenomenal. You just know it.
Excellent choice. A lot to look forward to. And I think everything that was mentioned I have on pre-order apart from Death Stranding. But I'm not going to lie, Harrison. It was touch and go there for a while. I know nothing about it. It just looked bloody incredible. The exosuit type of thing just gets me.
If I could convince you to buy that, I'd be amazed.
Well, you know what? If you do... I'm not going to be too happy. It's very expensive. But it's pretty damn good. But the thing is, I know to get the maximum out of that, you'd need to convince me to play the game and buy a PS5. Is it PS5 it's on, or is it PC? Or
no,
like that's PS5. A big ask, because I don't think I'd want to own it without really understanding the game and what it's about. And I've been told that maybe work up to it.
Amazing. Like the game is just so. Some people just hate it, even if you're a really avid gamer. A lot of people just hate that game. But the story that it tells is just it's incredible. It really is. It's just amazing what they do in that world.
The gaming world and the stories. Again, I'm not a gamer, but I'm still aware of. It's just such a game changer, especially even like for, I wouldn't say young people. I mean, people from, young kids up until people in their 50s and 60s, whatever. The gaming, it's such a huge industry. and the leaps and bounds, and not only like the gameplay or the graphics or the cutscenes and the story. It's like an interactive movie now, really, isn't it? Like for someone like
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's talk about something that will take about 14 seconds to talk about. Yeah, it's the Iron Man.
Mhm.
Anyone hyped?
No. Not even.
Not
Any
even a
comments at
little
all?
bit.
No?
I think that
Tiny bit.
this is
So
probably
I-
the weakest Iron Man for me.
Yeah, I tried on Saturday. I try and put a positive spin on everything, but I really
You
struggled.
do, do you?
And the fact, you know what,
I've
this is
watched
the
your
thing.
show. That's bullshit.
I mean, there's certain times where I can put a positive
Mandy
spin
does that.
yeah, that I don't care about. I really don't care, but I know people are hyped for it. So, I don't want to yuck people's yums, to quote Will Fox.
Yeah,
occasionally.
yeah.
But yeah, this one I was trying watch it back, watch the stream back, and that's just a light plug there. And you'll see me try and go, guys, I really don't care. It's just impossible for me to care about this. Iron Man does not excite me at all.
Yeah. And like Iron Man, I do like Iron Man, but it has to be from like a movie that I actually care about, and it has to be a suit that I care about. And like the one to get is the on-screen version of this that I have behind me, the Mark III, the one that started it all. It's like, this is
It's weird, isn't it? Because I was going to say, Shane, you can buy Death Stranding figures even if you've not played it, because I've bought the Great Sage Wukong, the INART, because I've never played the game, but it looks amazing.
I know there's no rules, whatever, but I just think it's
No.
only the rules you set yourself, that it's like, it's just a slippery slope, isn't it?
It's
Like,
one of those things, right? Those two items that we're talking about there are from a video game, but they're screen, they're screen accurate, whereas this is just random repainted tat in gold. It's like just gold member Iron Man, isn't it? Let's be real.
and and Johnny Chronicles is on the money as well. It's an Oscar, so. I pictured this in, for some reason, the characters are Harvey from Suits. He's got the fine office over Manhattan, the corner, and he goes in, he's got vinyl and stuff like that, and many letterbound books, and then there's a random Iron Man and a case there on his desk. That's the type of person I see this.
The Oscar for the most used mold award, I think.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, so there's gold and copper parts, but look, it's just, I need it on screen. All right, so we've got 2 topics left. We've got new this week and then face off. So anyone get anything new this week?
No.
No, nothing.
No.
I'm getting Great Sage Wukong tomorrow. And
stuff.
I've got Armored
That's okay.
Batman 2.0 Deluxe on the way. But it sort of landed in the UK in that weird period just after Christmas, and it's been stuck at the Coventry Sorting Centre since then. So I'm hoping it's not lost and it should be here.
Better
this
than
week.
France.
Then,
If you get stuck in France, then you're stuffed.
yeah, then you're really bad.
Strike kicks
and
in, and they know how to strike.
yeah, wave that flag. But yeah, so I'm hoping that they'll both be in this week.
Yeah, I've got actually. You can just anyone else have anything new there, and I'll just work it out.
DX46,
Her,
but that was probably the week before, more than last week. Sorry, Jim.
You should be, Phil.
Right, cool.
No, I was just going to say Vita got her invoice in for Snape from Kit, which is quite exciting because that's her first official pre-order figure to come in. So
She's a big Harry Potter fan, isn't she?
we both are, so I'm probably
Oh.
just as excited as she is. And
Yeah, so
we'll
you'll be
definitely
like,
fight over it.
I want
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
By all means.
I,
that's
I
great.
nearly bought it this morning. I was on the train on the way to work, and I saw Kit's post, all invoices sent, available here.
Yeah.
I was like, and then I got a message for the invoice for Chewy. So I was like, saves me, because I was so tempted. But I have none of the other stuff, so it's pretty pointless, right?
Maybe down the
That
line
was-
if he's still knocking around.
No.
That's it kind of saved you there, I suppose, didn't it? Who'd you go with for the Chewy, did you say, David?
For Chewy, I'm with Toys on Fire.
Ah, gotcha. Good stuff.
Nice.
Anyone else pick up anything? Okay, I'm just going to show you something really briefly. That post that seems to be getting a bit of traction, I reconfigured the movie icons, but I think I sent it to you already anyway. I just want to show you because it's something I got to go with that. Just want to up. I just got to put this in. There we go. It's not actually in the existing slideshow that I have ready. I've got to add this one in. It's just take a few seconds there. So yeah, look, I got the, while it's loading up, I'll just explain. I got these power banks. So they're just, I wonder if I can just go full screen there. So just like basically power banks, like something, you know, USB, USB-C, something you would use just to charge your phone or whatever like that. So really simple, charge them up, and just, I presume you've all seen a power bank before, but the reason is because I have the Mills bow downstairs with the movie icons in it, that display. I have that wired up with custom lights from Luke Lights, same people that make the lights for the Leadens I have. But I don't have any functionality. I can't like power CCFLs or anything like that. So I tested these out on the base for the T1000, and it works quite well. So I put the T1000 on the bottom, and I've got bought a really short USB to USB-C cable, like it's a short black cable. It's only, I'd say, 10 centimeters long. And because the bottom is black, the power pack kind of blends in with the bottom as well. So the base that the T1000 standing up on lights up, and I'm going to do the same for the Terminator, because that's a DX13. When the DX46 comes in, it has a light up base, so I'll have the option. They'll both be lit up. Disadvantage, obviously, yes, you've got to charge them. If you're going to leave them on all day, you'll probably only get a day like on. But I suppose it's like if I know some friends are over, whatever like that, or you're kind of just want to turn them on for a few hours, it's fine. So yeah, it's not ideal, but it's just handy because I don't want to go messing with this cabinet because there's a lot of glass. I really like the look, but I don't want to. I typically display figures in here that don't have USB functionality, but I really wanted to put the T1000 down there with the base. Otherwise, what's the point? So the DX46 will come in and be lit up. Interestingly, I tried using this to light up the Feral Predator targeting system and the light up eyes and USB Kryptonite Spear, but it only worked for about 20 seconds and then it starts to blink. So there must be a different type of current there. I'm going to try another power pack. I won't give up, but it's interesting the way the base is. You'd imagine the base would take more power and more light as opposed to the three little dots on the Feral Predator's targeting system. But yeah, there must be different type of LED or something to do with the current or something. But yeah, so that's that. Will we do face off and then get out of here?
Let's do it.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get everything set up, and then you can make the teams there. Jim, you're in charge. I'll use the bathroom, maybe back in 2 minutes. You're in charge. Decide who you make the teams. Put Bob in a minute. Or actually, no, Bob. If Bob wants the responsibility, he can do it.
I think Bob should
back
do
in a
it.
minute.
What, me make the teams?
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%. You're quizmaster.
because you said
Okay.
the questions are so easy this time.
They are quite easy this time compared to normal. So who are we going to go with? Let's go with. We need to get an intelligent person with a thickie, don't we? And then
Don't tell us which one's which.
Well, so
Yeah,
me and
I
Harrison
do.
are the thickies.
Yeah,
let's go alphabetical order. Let's go the person nearest A and the person furthest away from A go together, and then the three of you in the middle go together. So that would be Viking is last
That'd
and
be me.
David is first. So we'll have David and Harrison against Jim and Phil, and I presume Shane's coming back. Do we think?
No, you're on your own now, Bob. Sorry.
yeah. That's it.
Tiny
Eli.
highlight show now.
I think he's coming back.
He is gonna. He'll. I think so.
If he doesn't, should we just stay on here like all night?
Yeah.
Just chill. You're getting some good viewership.
We could do one of those really weird
He's
sleep
coming back.
streams. We'll just go to bed.
Oh, like a Big Brother.
Is that a
used to
thing?
do.
Yeah. Say that again. Harrison?
I said, is that a thing? People actually just sleep on.
Oh yeah,
stream?
like Twitch streamers and stuff. Yeah, they sleep and they can
David does it.
send like super chats effectively and like talk to Alexa and stuff, and it wakes them up. It's a whole thing.
That's crazy.
Sounds like a
I didn't
nightmare.
know that.
Yeah.
Right, Shane, we've picked the teams. And
Okay, who am I with?
You're with Jim and Phil.
Okay, not so bad, not so bad. I'll just I'll move David over here. So, all right. Best of luck to everyone. I'm gonna get the music going, and then switch over to private chat, folks. We'll keep it fair. Head to head.
Like I say, easy this week.
I really hope they are easy.
Yeah.
It's been brutal.
Who wants to go first?
We can go first.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on then.
David. Okay, question 1 for you boys. In what year was Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 released?
These are very easy. Oh goodness.
Well, they started when I was a kid, and then how many? What was it? 8 of them? Every.
Yeah, so the Deathly Hallows. Oh God. I want to say
So
like
I'm
2010 time.
When did it? What year did they start? What was the first one? The Philosophers.
I don't think
Like
we're doing
early,
close, bud.
early 2000.
I want to say 2010, 2011. I think 2011. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, it's got to be close. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
it's
think
10 or
how many
11.
years. How many years between each one? There was not many.
Mm,
They did come out all pretty quick together.
mm.
Yeah, 2011, 2012.
Yeah, I'm going to lock in 11 on mine.
Locking in, chaps.
Yeah, go on then. Go 11.
2011, logged in.
Yeah.
Okay. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 was released in 2011.
Oh,
Oh,
that was a good stab in the
well
dark,
done,
wasn't it?
Well done,
Good.
well done, well played. Powers of deduction.
That was a
Pressure's
tough
on.
one, actually.
I had to work it based on how old I am now. That was great.
Okay, question 1 for Phil, Shane, and Jim. In what year was Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them released?
Okay, that'll be post 2011 anyway, folks.
Yeah. It's
Um,
gonna be like 2014, 2015.
yeah, and I
maybe.
think it was post 2011, pre 2017, I think. So, what? That was all after all the Harry Potter movies finished, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
It's before he did the Stephen Hawking as well, isn't it? He did that film. I feel like it was
The
before
theory
that.
of is it the theory of everything or something like
Fear of
that?
Everything, yeah.
It was before he did that. Was it before he did that?
So. Or do you think that was his breakout?
I thought he did
might
that,
be
and
his-
then he did.
Yeah, you might be right. Actually, that might have been his breakout, and then that got him into big things like.
Now I think the
Fantastic
theory of
Beasts.
everything. Oh God, that would have been after 2013, before 2017. I think that was. I want to say that was 2013. And did you say 2014? Was that your initial gut feeling for Fantastic Beasts?
2014, 2015, one of those two.
I think one of them is right, Jim. I think you're on the right thing. In my mind's eye, anyway, it has to be after 2011. It's definitely before 2017. I'm nearly. It's Eddie Redmayne, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's
I think he did the Oscar film first and then went on to Fantastic Beasts. Any thoughts, Phil?
I think.
I've got no skin in this game. I've never seen it. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. Never.
That's why he's on our team, folks. Do you want to? If you've any like gut feelings towards either year.
I would go 2015.
You locking in? I think you're right. It's either
Yeah.
2014 or 2015. Yeah, if you're happy with 2015, yeah, we'll go with that.
Locking in 2015. Okay. Fantastic
Don't like
Beasts and
David's
Where to
face.
Find Them was released in
Can I say it, Bob?
2016.
Damn,
Son
we're on the
of a
right
gun.
track. I thought
It
I
was
thought it
before
was the same.
2017 though, like you said, Shane.
Unlucky guys.
Sorry, David, but you're
Yeah,
right.
and I think it was after I think he did the Stephen Hawkins first.
So close.
Yeah, you can't win them
Right.
all. Sorry.
David and Harrison to storm away with the lead.
Oh God.
Who directed Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire?
Oh, that's an easy one.
Oh, is it? Can you answer it?
Jim.
Maybe I'm just trying to
I'm
psych
just
you
trying
out.
to think. Just trying to
No,
think.
I know this one.
We got the wrong
Yeah.
set of questions here, Jim.
Yeah, we did.
I
I
think
don't
there's a part
actually
in
know
there.
any of.
Massive Harry
I
Potter
don't
fan.
know the direct. No. I saw like the first couple at cinema when I was a kid, and that was it.
Saw the second one at school.
I'm
Good
pretty
times.
sure I've had this question before, not on a stream, in a pop quiz.
To be fair, Bob is actually really trying to.
He said it was
pitch-
easy.
but he's trying to. We
This
had
is
questions
easy
from the
compared to what we
1930s a few
usually
weeks
get.
ago, David. These are easy
Okay.
compared to them. Yeah.
Compared to that.
You might
We
not
had a
know
chance
them,
here.
but they're easier.
I've got a name in my head, but I'm just. I want to say Mike Newell.
What was the question again? Is it who directed Goblet of Fire? Is it?
Mm,
Yeah.
That's the only name that's sticking out to me.
I don't know it. I don't actually know the directors of any of those movies.
You locking
So
that in?
your
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah,
I'll guess
I'll
he's
look Mike Newell.
You're knocking in who? Mike Newell.
Yeah.
Okay. The director of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire was Mike Newell.
What?
Ah, he's using his phone, mate. Definitely. You're looking down. I'm so stressed. I'm
Oh
looking
my
down here.
God. I don't know what that was. I just had that name sticking out to me. It's like we watched it not too long ago, and I just for some reason remembered the credits because I'm one of those saddos that actually sit there. Oh,
All right, we
man.
got 2-0.
Right.
We need to do something.
Yeah, you need
we need to
this
do
one.
some
Yeah,
quick.
this is not looking.
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh,
Who directed Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban?
Michael Bay.
Could be one of those days.
really?
No, it's not.
Oh.
I don't know. To be honest, I only know who directed. I think the first one, and that's about it.
I think this guy's name is it's a foreign sounding name. Okay, they're all foreign. If they're not Irish, they're all foreign. So, but I think it's like a real exotic sounding name. It's like kind of like Guillermo del Toro. That's the correct pronunciation of that, by the way, lads. What Guillermo del Toro? Something like that, but not
Benedict.
that. Felipe or Enrique Iglesias.
Felipe.
I'm not going to get
That'd be a
this right.
shocker.
Phil knows.
That'd be a shocker.
Phil knows. My dog next door knows I'm not going to get this right. I have no idea.
Phil, do you know the answer? No.
I've watched the
I
movies
don't know.
once. I've got no idea. And I didn't
Locking
stick
in.
around for the end credits either, so
Locking in at Michael Bay.
Looking at Michael Bay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
has to be.
Okay. The director of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban was Alfonso Cuarón.
See, Shane, you're on the right track.
Yeah.
I-
As soon as she said
I
it,
think-
Shane, I remember.
I think we
linked
should
it.
get it. We should get it for Guillermo del Toro. I think we should.
Yeah.
We should get it.
For the pronunciation alone, I
Yeah.
think Jose
That's-
might have asked us that in a previous stream, and that's why
That's what Shane meant.
yeah.
He just his pronunciation wasn't.
my
on
pronunciation
point,
is a
so,
bit
yeah,
rough,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
do you know?
It's the Irish
Right,
accent.
come on then, chap.
Yeah,
Let's play
exactly.
For Pride then, shall we?
Okay, so
Right,
play for the
Jesus,
pride. Yeah,
Harrison
I'm
and
hoping.
Harrison.
Yeah, in an ideal world, they get this one wrong. We pull one back. We get a bit more, save a bit of face.
Yeah.
But best of luck, lads.
Okay.
Did they get easier or harder? Those two.
They get a little bit easier.
Right.
Harder,
Okay.
Yeah.
usually.
Who played Professor Phileas Flitwick in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince?
Oh,
Professor who?
Flitwick.
Phileas
Which one
Flitwick.
that was? Which one was that?
I know that. It's the really arrogant fella.
What,
They're not
the
going to
what-
get
Yeah,
it.
it is.
What fella?
They're not going to get it. The really arrogant fella.
Arrogant fella.
In which film again? Sorry.
Half-Blood Prince.
Look, I've given you too much as well. I'm already letting my team down here by saying.
Oh, that wasn't. Give us another clue. It's fine. We'll forgive you.
The clue is he's in Half-Blood Prince. And he's a professor.
Flip. Did he say Flitwell?
Phileas Flitwick.
Phileas Flitwell.
Phileas.
It's a.
I don't even know the name of the person. Is it dwarf? Oh, you're not
I
that
don't
close,
think
are
it's
they?
dwarf.
Yeah, he's a
No,
dwarf,
no.
but I described him as the guy with the scar.
Guy with the scar. A dwarf with a scar. I'm confused now.
No, I don't think it's a dwarf.
I think it might be.
Phileas.
Because I must admit, out of all of, so we've got McGonagall, Snape. I think out
It's
of
not that.
you know what,
what's-
the only two professors that I can't think of the name of, off the top of my head, is the woman with the big glasses. You know, what does she do? Like the tea leaf lady. I
Yeah,
can't think of her
yeah.
name. I also
Yeah.
can't think of Warwick Davis's character's name. Those are the only two that I can't think of right now.
No, I don't know. I don't know the films well enough. I was thinking of the guy that I really disliked when I was, but that's Chamber of Secrets, so it's not him. No, I don't know. You can go with Warwick Davis, but I don't think it's that.
No, I think it's for Flitwick. Is it Flitwick? I keep forgetting the name of the person. No, I don't know.
Flitwell, yeah.
Flitwell.
No, it's
Mm.
Flitwick. You were
I
right.
don't know. Harrison, I'll let you do this one. I don't know. I'm not sure. Those are the only two I can't think of, but I don't know.
I've watched this film once.
I feel like I'm
Never
going to
gone
get
back.
it wrong. I'll let you get it wrong.
You've already won, and I really want to go to bed.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, you go with Warwick because I just don't know. I don't have a clue of another character.
Okay. Who are you going with?
I don't know.
Sorry.
Who are you going with?
Countdown.
What's his name? Warwick Davis. Go
Locking in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think it's the woman with the glasses now. I'm not. Yeah, go on,
Okay.
go for it.
The person who played Professor Phileas Flitwick in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince was Warwick Davis.
Oh my
Oh
god.
man, they just got the hat trick.
I
out
believe
of
they got
nowhere.
round to it. I thought they were getting away
That is
from it, and I
mental.
thought we'd get in there.
I know, I was praying.
Ah,
I didn't see that
You
coming.
guys
So
want
you-
one for
so
a
you-
bit of pride?
go on, ask us the last one, there,
Okay.
Bob.
Who played Nearly Headless Nick in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets?
Billy
Connolly.
Connolly.
Billy
Yeah.
Connolly.
Yeah. I even knew that one.
And
That was an easy one, Ian.
hat trick, boys. I know I should be
Yeah, that's
congratulating it,
impressive.
but I'm
That was
actually,
Has that ever
dumb
happened
luck,
before?
though. That last one was.
Okay.
fucking
Are
great.
you locking in?
Billy
yeah.
Connolly, yeah.
Yeah, okay. The answer is John Cleese.
Is it?
John Cleese.
It is, yeah.
Oh,
It is
it
John
It
Cleese.
actually is.
Oh, shit.
I had to double check because you were so confident.
It is, yeah.
Oh, it
Did you
actually
think
is.
company
Did you think it was Billy Connolly too, Jim?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
mate.
100%.
I always
It
thought it
looks
was
so
Billy
similar.
Connolly.
And me, as soon as he said John Cleese, I was like, shit, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? At least we were well beat anyway, and it doesn't make a difference. All right, so guys, well done, well done,
chap. Well done.
well done.
That
I
was
just
good,
this
Bob.
it just
Well done,
reminds
Bob.
me of this clip though.
I've given up all chance at inner peace.
All chance gone. All right, folks.
Shame me.
thanks very much for everyone who's taking the time to watch any of this, like any of it, subscribe to the channel and all that. So anyone have anything to promote or anything before we drop out of here?
Just if you could give us a look over at the 6 Scale Shields YouTube, that'd be much appreciated. Live every Saturday night.
100%.
What are you on now? How many subs are you on, or have you set a target for yourself? Or?
215, something like that. I mean, yeah, we haven't really set a target, just as it comes.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, so if you haven't done so already, maybe at the end of the stream, which is now, just go over to 6 Scale Shields on YouTube and click the subscribe button. Do it on your dummy account that you use to troll people as well. We all know you have them, folks. Yeah, look, I suppose back next week. I'd imagine there's going to be drops during the week, and I'll just make videos as they come, and that'll be about it. Anyone else have anything to plug or anything?
Massimenos. I think Jose will kill me if I don't say something about Jose and Massimenos.
Go for it.
Yeah, so
whatever.
Yeah, January 17th. Me and Jim are up against each other doing the rom-coms and the redemption tournament. So as long as I'm allowed back, which I think I will be if I stay in Jose's good books, we'll be going up against each other. Have you got a pitch yet, Jim?
I have an idea. The pitch will follow at a certain point, but I have a main idea. That's about it.
That's good enough.
He's basically not going to tell you.
Have you got your drum kit or guitar or trumpet? Or anything?
I have bought some guitar lessons, but they're not going very well. So.
Oh, have you started playing guitar? Yeah.
No.
Have you actually had a lesson yet, or no?
No,
Or are you joking?
That was
sorry.
a joke. Yeah.
Well, you're very convincing. You fooled me.
I can do the only interesting thing I could do would probably be a backflip, and I wouldn't do that in here because I can just see the cases tumbling down.
I mean,
that is impressive, though.
Yeah,
that is impressive.
Thanks.
Display cabinet.
It's my party trick.
Yeah, good stuff. Hope to see it sometime, folks. Thanks so much for all your time. Thanks for everyone for watching, whether you're watching live or on the replay. We're out of here. Good luck.
Yeah.